Good morning and welcome back to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you're watching us live, thanks for that. If you are watching or listening to us later, appreciate that as well. Please remember we are recording these again and getting them on YouTube. If you ever want to check them out later, that means we also put them on our website. Traffic this morning, you're looking at heavy delays before O'Neill, coming back towards Denham Springs on I-12 westbound. Intermittent delays there. You're looking at heavy, pretty solid delays starting at 4H Club Road, backed up to Jubin Road, starting to create some drama there on the surface streets as 190 and Jubin Road back up, as well as 4H Club Road, 190 and River Road. Minor delays on 64 heading into Central, as well as minor delays on Greenville Springs right now. Looking at a pretty good way to get into Baton Rouge if you're coming from the north side of the parish. Some heavy delays in and around the larger high schools in the area. A pretty normal traffic pattern this morning, with the exception, of course, of some rough travels on the interstate, I-12 westbound. It's currently 60 degrees, 75 degrees is your high. It's going to get warm today. It's not going to be too bad outside. 62 your overnight low, so not too chilly. It's going to get, we're in a warming trend. Going to cool off later in the week, though, but it's going to be like this for a couple of days. Pardon me. Excuse me, guys. It's Monday morning. Getting into the session today. The Louisiana legislative session begins today, March 9th. It's going to run through June 4th. Marathon, 3-month fun fest, I guess you can call it. Lots of bills being pre-filed, but not as many as in previous years. So you're looking at more like 1,200 total. Usually it's double that. So a lot of discussion before the session about efficiency, about trying to focus on major issues. That appears to be the case. They're looking at things like tort reform, insurance reform, those types of things. So it's going to, infrastructure, of course, is on there as well. It's going to be interesting to see if the reduced number of bills kind of helps these both houses stay focused, get things pushed through. Of course, a bill starts in a committee, goes through the committee, goes to one house, then the other, might go into one of those committees on the other side, maybe get amended. It's kind of interesting to follow a bill as it goes along. Right now, you're looking at Buddy Mincy Jr. has 5 bills pre-filed rather. Senator Rogers Pope, 2. Clay Scheck-Snyder, who is the Speaker of the House, he's Representative, 6. Ms. Valerie Hodges, or Representative Valerie Hodges from the Watson area, has 10. And Representative Sherman Mack has 11. Now, Mack may win all this stuff going on with tort reform. Mack may win the legislative session because he has proposed that daylight savings times become the norm for so we won't have any time switches here in Louisiana. So he has that bill out there. Of course, there are a lot of proponents for it. A lot of people who are not proponents for it. So it should be interesting to see if that does indeed go through the legislature and come out the other side with a change in time. Of course, that's going to start in the House's Commerce Committee. You can check out all of the list of bills. You can also check out legis.gov/bill search. You can look at all those bills. They're all pre-filed. Not a whole lot of information just yet. Going to be interesting to see how they roll off during the session. Please remember, we did do a podcast with Mr. Buddy Mincy and Senator Rogers Pope on Friday. Those are both available at www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast if you want to hear what they have to say about the session, about a couple of the bills that they've proposed and that sort of thing. All that gets rolling this afternoon. The Livingston Parish News and Livingston Parish Library have formed a partnership looking to get some of these older editions in the hands of patrons going back to January 1925. Now, there is going to be a gap during about World War II. Publisher at that point was not real big on keeping archives. However, plenty before that and plenty after. So that will be free for library patrons. You're looking at 176,000 pages of information. It runs roughly through 2018. Still working on uploading and getting those 2018 pages to the library, but then we will stay within about a year of what of the current date for those archives. Again, you can check those out at the Livingston Parish Library. Thank you to our system for partnering with us. I think we have a great and innovative system. They're always trying to stay on top of things. They're always trying to get something else and something new in the hands of their patrons. So this is just another thing, of course, that you can go pull in terms of old records. Getting into it, Doyle claimed the championship, finished the business. Last year, had an abrupt exit from the playoffs, weren't really happy with it. We did a podcast with head coach Sam White about a month and a half ago. They were talking about unfinished business. Well, they finished it over the weekend. Doyle girls beat Red River 73-66 to claim the 2A girls state championship title. So congratulations to the Lady Tigers. Elise Jones was named MVP of the game. So they walk away with a sense of pride. Of course, Mr. Rob DeArmond talking about in his column this week, you're watching team play this time. So it was an interesting game. It was an intense game. Red River gave them all they can handle, but they did pull away. And part of it is that competitive District 10-2A, of course, French Settlement. The girls lost on Thursday and fell out, but you had two in the top four from the same district. So big deal. Congratulations to the Lady Tigers again on your championship. You can read all about it. www.livingstonparishnews.com/sports, or you can wait for this Thursday's paper. There are, of course, baseball and softball still going. It's still rolling. We are well into the season. You can check those scores out at the same place, www.livingstonparishnews.com/sports. Junior Achievement, which is a Baton Rouge area, well, it's nationwide, but there's a Baton Rouge chapter that goes around teaching financial literacy as one of their main focus. They visited Denham Springs Elementary, just next door to our building, actually, and talked to kids about saving. You know, you got to start saving now. Penny today could be as much as $1 in a year. And trying to get kids to understand the value of $1, what savings means, and that sort of thing. Of course, they got to hear all about specialty piggy banks and stuff like that. So just to let y'all know, piggy banks are no longer just pigs. They can be all sorts of things. You can go read about some of the varying piggy bank styles that kids at Denham Springs Elementary have at www.livingstonparishnews.com/living. Mr. David Gray covered that. And last but certainly not least, 4 National Merit finalists were announced at the Livingston Parish School Board last Thursday. Now, this is a big deal because according to Kelly Jones, who is the former Denham Springs High School principal, is now the director of curriculum, the system has never had more than 2 merit finalists in a year, and no school has ever had more than 1. Well, now you've got 2 schools with 2. That'd be Live Oak and Denham Springs. Representing Denham Springs is Sophie Faircloth and Katie Howard. So congratulations to those 2. And representing Live Oak is Emily Rushing and Tyler Zarang. So congratulations to those 4. Being a National Merit finalist is all about your academic portfolio, your pre-SAT score, as well as extracurricular activities. And all 4 of these kids represent all of that. Had great PSAT score. PSAT. Yes, had great pre-ACT scores. Showing my age there. Have great academic records, most of them going into their senior year with at least 5 AP credits. You're also looking at 2 band members, an all-district volleyball player, as well as a seasoned and well-decorated dancer. So all 4 of them are participating in a wide variety of things. All 4 of them are also ambassadors for their school. So congratulations again to Denham Springs' Sophie Faircloth and Katie Howard, as well as Live Oak's Emily Rushing and Tyler Zarang, for all 4 being National Merit finalists. They will, of course, learn later in the year as to the results of their, to know if they are National Merit Scholars or not, but they represent the top 1% of 1% of students in the country. So congratulations to those 4. One last time around with your traffic, please remember that on I-12 westbound, you're looking at delays starting at O'Neill Lane. You're also looking at heavy backups starting at 4H Club Road, backed up all the way to Jubin, so you're going to have to deal with that this morning. Making it heavy at not heavy just yet, but it's starting to build up at 4H Club Road, River Road, and 190. Minor delays on 64 heading into Central, as well as minor delays on Greenville Springs. You're still looking at heavy traffic in and around the larger high schools as folks trying to get into this daylight savings time sort of thing. Please remember that Mr. Sherman Mack, Representative Sherman Mack, has a bill proposed this year, HB 134, and I'm sorry I get them confused, they are brothers. HB 134, which would make daylight savings time permanent, so no more switching back and forth. There are proponents and opponents, we'll see how that goes as it goes through the legislative session. It's currently 60 degrees, 75 degrees is your high, 62 degrees your overnight low. Going to be looking at these kind of temperatures for the next week or so. Once you get later into the week, going to get a little better as we, it'll be a little warmer during the day, a little cooler at night. Probably going to be looking at some rougher weather, but we'll get into that tomorrow. One last time, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you joining us this morning for the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. If you are interested in the session, please remember you can check out shows from Mr. Buddy Mincy and Mr. Rogers Pope at www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. You can also check out these shows at that same URL. We are uploading. We can no longer download our live video, but we are uploading a separate video that we record as well that has all the same content. It also goes on our website. We are once a week in print. We are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. And, of course, we have an app to go with our website. Hope you have a great day. Hope you celebrate the start of the legislative session. I don't know about all that, but celebrate the Doyle Lady Tigers who did win the 2A state championship. Congratulations to those ladies, as well as those 4 folks, 2 from Live Oak, 2 from Denham, who are National Merit finalists. Hope you have a great day. We will see you tomorrow in the booth.